They drained my entire account and smiled at dinner. I wish I was exaggerating. I wish this was just a misunderstanding, but it wasn't. My name is Ava Reynolds, and the people who betrayed me the most were my own parents. It started on a quiet Sunday morning, rain tapping softly against my apartment window, coffee in my hand, phone in the other. I opened my banking app and froze. Balance, $312. That wasn't possible. Just 2 days ago, I had $147,000. Every dollar I had saved for years. Late nights, double shifts, sacrifices no one saw. Gone. Just gone. My heart started racing, fingers trembling. I refreshed the screen. Once, twice, 10 times. Still $312. What? I whispered. Then I saw it. A transfer. $147,000. Authorized withdrawal. Authorized? By who? I didn't authorize anything. Or did I? No, I didn't. I grabbed my keys. Didn't even change. Drove straight to the bank. The sky felt heavier, like something bad was closing in. Inside, the fluorescent lights felt cold, unforgiving. I need help, I said, trying to stay calm. My account was emptied. The banker, a middle-aged woman named Carla, looked concerned. Let me check that for you. Her fingers moved quickly on the keyboard, clicking, scrolling. Then she paused. Her expression changed, and that's when my stomach dropped. Miss Reynolds, this withdrawal was authorized. No, it wasn't. I snapped. She turned the screen toward me. There it was, a signed authorization form, my signature, but it wasn't mine. Not really. It looked like mine, but something felt off. This isn't right, I said. I didn't sign this. Carla hesitated. Well, the authorization was done in person. In person? My voice cracked. When? She checked again. 3 days ago. 3 days ago. I was at work. A double shift. 12 hours straight. So who came in? I asked. Carla swallowed. Your parents. Silence. The word echoed in my head. My parents? No, that's not possible, I whispered. But deep down, something twisted. Because I remembered something. 3 days ago, my mom had called me. Ava, sweetheart, she said softly. We need help with some paperwork. What kind? I asked. Just some forms for the house. She replied. Nothing serious. I was exhausted, half asleep. Can it wait? I mumbled. It'll only take a minute, she insisted. Just sign, and we'll handle the rest. And I did. I signed without reading, because they were my parents, because I trusted them. God, I trusted them. Back in the bank, my knees felt weak. They tricked me, I whispered. Carla didn't say anything. What could she say? I walked out in a daze. The rain had stopped, but everything still felt gray. I got in my car, sat there, hands gripping the wheel. What do you even do when your own parents steal from you? I drove straight to their house, the same house I grew up in, the same place that once felt safe. But now, it felt like walking into a lie. I knocked. My dad opened the door. Calm, almost too calm. Ava, he said, you look upset. Upset? I pushed past him. Where is it? I demanded. My mom stepped into the room, wiping her hands on a towel. What are you talking about? She asked. My money, I snapped. $147,000. You took it. They exchanged a look. And then my dad sighed, like I was the problem. Ava, he said slowly, we didn't take it. We used it. Used it? My chest tightened. For what? I asked. My mom stepped forward. We were in trouble. She said, "Debt, bills, the house. You should have asked me." I yelled, "We knew you'd say no," my dad replied coldly. That hit harder than anything. They knew. They knew it was wrong. And they did it anyway. That was my future. I whispered. My savings. My life. My mom's eyes softened, but it felt fake. "We're your parents," she said. "We sacrificed everything for you." There it was. The guilt card. The manipulation. But I didn't know. I said quietly, "I didn't know you'd do this." My dad's voice turned sharp. "You owe us, Ava." Owe them? For raising me? For loving me? Or for controlling me? Something inside me snapped. "No," I said. "I don't owe you my life." Silence filled the room. Heavy. Suffocating. Then my dad laughed. A short, bitter laugh. "What are you going to do?" he asked. "Call the police? Sue us?" I didn't answer. Because I didn't know. Not yet. I turned and walked out. Heart shattered. Trust completely broken. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every memory felt fake. Every moment tainted. But then, around 2:17 a.m., I remembered something. Something small. Something I almost ignored. That authorization form. Why did it look slightly different? The signature, the spacing, it wasn't just rushed. It was altered. I grabbed my laptop, pulled up old documents, compared signatures, line by line, stroke by stroke, and then I saw it, a tiny inconsistency, something no one else would notice. But I did, because it was my name, my identity, and someone had forged it. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part, the metadata on the document, a hidden detail, a timestamp, and a name attached to the file. A name that changed everything. A name I never expected to see. And in that moment, I realized this wasn't just betrayal. This was a setup. The name on that file wasn't my parents'. It was Daniel Carter, my ex. My chest went cold. Daniel? Out of everyone, why him? We hadn't spoken in almost a year. Not since the breakup. Not since he walked away like I meant nothing. And now, his name was tied to this. I zoomed in on the metadata again. There was no mistake. The document had been edited on his device, his account, his login. "What are you hiding?" I whispered, because this wasn't random anymore. This was planned. And suddenly, everything felt bigger, darker. I didn't sleep that night. At sunrise, I made a decision. If my parents thought I'd stay quiet, they didn't know me at all. I needed help, real help. That's when I called Lena Brooks, the best lawyer in our city. Sharp, ruthless, unbreakable. She picked up on the second ring. "Ava, it's been a while. I need you," I said. My voice cracked. "It's bad." There was a pause. "Come to my office." Now, her office was quiet, minimal, clean, intimidating. She listened, didn't interrupt. I showed her everything. Bank records, the forged document, the metadata. When I finished, she leaned back, eyes sharp. "This isn't just theft," she said. "This is fraud, conspiracy, possibly identity theft." My heart pounded. "So I have a case." Lena looked straight at me. "You have a war." And we were just getting started. First, we rebuilt the timeline. Every call, every message, every visit, step by step. 3 days before the withdrawal, my mom called me. We pulled phone records. Then we checked security footage from the bank. Lena filed a request. 2 days later, we got it. I held my breath as the video played. There they were. My parents, walking in like nothing was wrong, smiling, talking, and then Daniel walked in behind them. I froze. No, I whispered, but there he was, clear as day, standing beside them, handing over documents. They worked together. Lena said quietly. My stomach twisted. Why would my parents trust him? Why would he help them? Then Lena paused the footage, zoomed in. Look at this, she said. Daniel was holding a folder, a very specific folder. I recognized it instantly. That's mine, I said, my voice barely audible. It was the same folder I kept at my parents' house. Old documents, copies, signatures, everything someone would need to fake my identity. They had access. Lena said, no, I shook my head. They planned this. And then came the emails. Lena's team dug deeper. They found communication between my dad and Daniel, encrypted at first, but not good enough. We broke through, and what I read, it destroyed something inside me. She won't notice. She trusts them. We just need her signature once. Split it after. Split it. They weren't desperate. They were greedy. All of them. I felt sick, but Lena stayed focused. We're filing a lawsuit, she said, and pressing criminal charges. The days that followed were brutal. My parents denied everything. Daniel disappeared, and the court date came fast. The courtroom felt suffocating. Cold wood, harsh lights, silent tension. I sat there staring at them, my parents, avoiding my eyes. Daniel sat beside their lawyer, calm, like none of this mattered. But Lena, she was different. She stood up like a storm, controlled, precise. Your Honor, she began. This is not a misunderstanding. This is calculated fraud. And then she destroyed them, piece by piece. She showed the forged signature, compared it to real ones, highlighted the differences. Then the footage played. My parents, Daniel, together. No excuses left. And then came the emails. The room went silent. You could feel it. The shift. The truth finally landing. My mom started crying. My dad's face went pale. Daniel, he just stared down, like a coward. Their lawyer tried to argue. This is circumstantial. But Lena cut him off. No, she said sharply. This is intent. And that was it. The judge didn't take long. The verdict came down like thunder. Guilty. All of them. Fraud. Conspiracy. Identity theft. My parents were ordered to repay every dollar, with penalties. Daniel, he faced criminal charges, possible jail time. And just like that, it was over. Justice. Real, undeniable justice. Outside the courtroom, my mom tried to approach me. Ava, please. I stepped back. No, I said quietly. Tears filled her eyes. We're your family. I looked at her, really looked, and for the first time, I felt nothing. You stopped being my family. I said, the moment you chose money over me. Silence. Heavy. Final. I turned and walked away. Not broken. Not lost. But stronger. Because they took my money, but they didn't take me. And in the end, they lost everything.